sometimes when you follow your higher self, your egoic self will jump in and go like, what are you doing? It is always a lesson in trust, and trust, some call it faith, and trust in that, connecting to that collective consciousness, connecting to our higher self, and really listening to that voice, and then also acting upon it. And that's where that kind of conscious awareness, that split second, comes in, especially when you're talking about engaging with other human beings. That's part of our practice, is to, how do we respond to that? Always, how do we take that split second to choose love over fear? Completely changes the whole dynamic of all the energy in whatever that interaction is.
Great. And that instantaneous choice, which is really, if you talk with criminals, or really hardcore criminals, murderers who've killed people, they will tell you that there was that second of choice where they did not. And how many times in my own life, first of all, when our nervous system is traumatized, when we have excess stress or anxiety, our circuitry is clogged up and we are not making the best decision. And this is where the meditative state can be very good training, because if we can observe what we're thinking, we are not our thoughts. And you only have to move back behind that just an inch or so to be able to see that there's a gap there. And also for me personally, you mentioned this concept of being unwillingly called. I wonder, why the heck do I talk about these things that we're talking about right here? This is not something that I have been charging at, but this is more something that I think of it as being a calling. So let me bring this back into my background of Zen. This is, if we want to speak, and I'll try and look at the camera while I'm looking at my iPad here. If we want to speak accurately about the nature of consciousness, we should remain silent. Mm-hmm. As the Zen master once said, if I speak, I tell a lie. But if I remain silent, I am a coward. Why would one be a coward if one remains silent? Because I would suggest that some of the most profound problems that humanity faces are those of separation and isolation, and we are living in an age of despair that is fueled largely by disconnection. And I think that was the beginning of what we were really talking about. So
100%.